All right, and as promised, we do have those images for you all. This photo is courtesy of Greg Barnshell. He tweeted these a few hours ago around 7:42. Can you imagine waking up to this in your neighborhood? The Forbes Avenue Bridge. This is over Frick Park in Pittsburgh, again, collapsed about 8 a.m. And if you look closely, you can see that appears to be a bus that it was actually on the bridge when it collapsed. We do have a few more images that might bring you all a closer look. And there you have it, the bridge collapsing in Pittsburgh. It'll be interesting to note if the weather played any part in this as well. And you can see a lot more clearly on this image right here, that red bus that was on the bridge when it collapsed. If you're just now joining us, you are streaming live now from Fox. We are taking a live now look, as we like to call it, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where around 6 a.m. we are getting reports that the Frick Park Forbes Avenue Bridge collapsed into the water with, it looks like, a bus on board. Now, we do not have any reports of injuries, but we do know that community members and authorities did report a strong natural gas smell. So we're not sure if an explosion caused this bridge or if old infrastructure caused this bridge to collapse. We are still not sure. Very fluid situation, but we are in touch with authorities in the area who are advising that residents in the area please avoid the Frick Park neighborhood. As you can see, they are still working to determine exactly what caused this collapse. We also know that all natural gas lines, as you can imagine, have been cut off following this incident. We're looking at fire departments, EMTs on the scene. The police officers are on the scene. Now, a little bit earlier when we showed you all these live images, the sense of urgency was heightened. It looks as though responding officers are calming down a bit. Not sure if that means that they are finding that indeed no injuries took place, or if they are just gathering more information when it comes to this investigation. But again, we're all about raw, unfiltered, and breaking news here at Live Now from Fox. So as we receive these live images, we brought them to you all, our viewers, and we are finding a lot of information out in real time and sharing them with you all in real time. That's what makes us different. We bring you all the information as soon as we receive it right here on our desk. It looks as though we have a team of firefighters or EMTs, I'm not quite sure, walking back to their vehicles. That looks like a good sign, guys. No injuries to report. It will be interesting to find out if there were any passengers on that bus. If you're just now joining, here's a photo that we have from the Pittsburgh bridge collapse. This has been provided to us courtesy of a community member, Greg Barnshell. He woke up to this. His neighborhood bridge on Forbes Avenue collapsed into the water. And here's a closer look at that vehicle that just so happened to be on the bridge when this incident took place. So again, very miraculous to report no injuries this morning, but investigators are still working to find out exactly what caused it. There is some speculation that it could have been an explosion because of the natural gas smell. A lot of community members are tweeting that they smelled a strong gas odor this morning. So as a precaution and as a part of the investigation, as you can imagine, authorities have cut all natural gas lines in the area and are asking community members to avoid this area at all costs. We also know that President Biden is slated to travel to this area later on today. He's speaking on the United States economy. He'll actually be speaking from an area that's about 13 minutes or so from this very site. So it will be interesting to find out if President Biden will speak to this breaking news that we are seeing. Now, usually whenever an incident like this happens, it takes a few moments, a few hours or so for investigators to gather their preliminary notes. But shortly after, we usually have a press conference from the public information officer, city leaders, community members. Our news partners are there on the ground with their cameras, and we will bring that to you all as soon as we receive it here at Live Now from Fox. But right now, The information that we have is very limited. However, I do want you all to take a look at this image that we are getting again. So we're keeping a close eye, monitoring social media, because a lot of residents woke up to this. You can imagine that this might be the only bridge in and out of their neighborhood, the Frick Park neighborhood in Pittsburgh. So a lot of people are interested in exactly what caused this bridge. All right, let's go back out. Live on the scene, it looks as though investigators are gathering. We just may be getting that announcement sooner than later. It looks as though officials are preparing to address the media as we see them convening there. Hopefully we will have an announcement with more details for you all shortly. We have more questions than answers at this point. Exactly what caused this incident? Are there still 0 injuries to report? What does the investigation look like? Has this sort of thing happened in the area before? And did the weather play any part? We know that this area and much of the country is seeing some pretty severe winter temperatures. So I'm interested in finding out if that contributed at all to this bridge collapse. 8:30 a.m. here at Live Now from Fox. If you're just now joining, this is what we're all about, bringing you all raw and unfiltered feeds of breaking news situations taking place not just in your area, but across the country. We have hundreds of cameras available to us that bring us these raw and unfiltered feeds. So a lot of times we are the very first to report information, and we find details and new developments out in real time, right there along with our audience. So it looks like we have the fire chief on the scene there, and it looks like we may be getting ready to hear that live announcement.
Thank you. Good morning. Just want to give you an update on what happened. The bridge collapsed, a bus went over. So far, I think we have 3 that were injured. Chief Jones will be coming up to give you an analysis of exactly what happened. But right now, there's no fatalities. We do have a collapsed bridge that we're dealing with, and we'll be dealing with it throughout the day to make sure that everybody is secure. There was a gas leak. The gas has been turned off. It's not hazardous to the people. That's what I was told so far. So right now, we're still assessing the situation, getting information. But the good thing at this point is that there's no fatalities, and we're going to pray that there is no fatalities and that they're doing what they need to do. I want to thank the city of Pittsburgh, our EMS, our firefighters, our police, the county for their assistance, and the state for all coming together. We were fortunate. A bus went over, and right now we don't have no fatalities. We got 3 hurt. They've been looked at, and I think 10 have been seen, and they're okay. So we're just going to continue to hope for the best and make sure that we get this together. County Exec?
Yeah, just to echo what the mayor said, and I want to thank Senator Costa and Councilman O'Connor and Lieutenant Governor Fetterman for being here as well. The outpouring of support to help with this has been tremendous, as the mayor said. The city paramedics and fire and police being here, county, state, got a call from the governor. We got a call from the White House. Everyone's reaching out to help. As the mayor said, thankfully at this point, the preliminary reports are minor injuries, or injuries that are non-life-threatening, might be a better way to say that. And to think about what a major artery this bridge is for so many people coming, from the East End, from the eastern suburbs, coming on in through Squirrel Hill and on into Oakland and town. This is a major artery. A lot of work's going to need to be done. And again, thankfully, and our People's Gas crew that was out here getting the gas shut off, I'm sure people that were out here could smell that gas early on and the danger that could require. But we're going to be still reaching out. People are going to need a lot of help with utilities. We just don't know what's going to be there as well. But we're going to be here to make sure that we support the folks in this community to make sure this can be done expeditiously and move forward. Mayor, you have the...
Now, quick question. This bridge collapse happened on the day that the president is headed here to talk about infrastructure. I mean, what does that say about some of the improvements that need to be done?
We need it. I said it before. This bipartisan infrastructure law is critical to Southwest Pennsylvania and the city of Pittsburgh. We know we have bridges that we need to take care of. We're finding out now when the last inspection was and everything. But with him coming today to talk about this infrastructure bill, to discuss why this funding is so important, today is significant of that. You know, at the end of the day, we could have had some serious injuries.
And it was just 2 years ago,
And
or 3
right.
years ago, that we had Route 30 collapse just a
Right.
couple of years ago.
So
Another major artery.
So
yes.
at the end of the day, this is critical that we get this funding. And we're glad to have the president coming today.
What can you tell us about the last inspection for this bridge?
We're working on that now. Chief Jones will be coming up to give that information that we have, and a lot of it we're still finding out as we go. But I believe it was 2 years ago, but we'll find out shortly.
Is there anybody that still needs to be rescued
Mayor,
at this
September.
September?
September.
So it was September of what?
2021.
September of 21 was the last time the bridge was inspected.
Is there anybody who still needs to be rescued at this time?
They're looking. I know they're flying zones, the drones over there now, taking a look to make sure that nobody else is down there. But that information I'm going to have Chief Jones talk about, and then I'll come back and answer any questions you may have, all right? All right, Chief Jones?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And so this morning we had a collapse of the bridge. 3 to 4 vehicles were on the bridge at the time that it went down. We have extricated everybody off. As the mayor stated, there were 10 minor injuries, 3 were transported, none were life-threatening. Right now we are stepping down our operations and sending some of the units back home, and we will be here for a while. We still have to do a little bit of recon to make sure that no one was under the structure when it collapsed. There was a massive gas leak caused by the collapse that is now under control. Several families were evacuated from their homes. They have been allowed back. We were told by the gas company that all their gas service has been restored. So we have the Salvation Army coming in to take care of some of the first responders. The Red Cross will be setting up a victims assistance unit at the Biddle building down the street here for any people want to know if their family members were on the bus or their condition. And right now, that's where we stand.
Do you have any more details about the latest inspection and any issues that may have been with this bridge?
No, I do not have any of that information. I'm sorry.
Any idea what may have caused this to collapse?
The cause is under investigation.
And again, just kind of go over those numbers again. I know that there was something passed, and just want to make sure we have those numbers correct.
Yeah, so there was a total of about 10 injuries, all minor. 3 were transported. Again, none were life-threatening. So the 3 that were transported were from the bus, I believe. The others were some of our first responders who slips and falls and things like that and exhaustion. So, but everybody's okay.
Any idea if weather played a factor into this collapse?
Well, I know it played a factor into the response. I can't say it played a factor in the collapse. You can see the roads are kind of icy. Response was slow. You can't get in an accident trying to go help someone, and no one gets any help. So that slowed us down a little bit. I did mention that it was some slip and fall hazards on the scene because of the weather as well.
Can you describe what the rescue was like a little bit more to us?
So yes, excuse me, our EMS bureau set up for rescue. They have the heavy rescue units here. The technicians rappelled down using ropes to go down over the side. They helped the firefighters that were here initially on scene, also did like a daisy chain with hands, just grabbing people and pulling them up. So it was a physical rescue, most of them are, but we have some highly skilled and highly trained professionals on the job here. Pittsburgh is lucky in that respect. So it was handled as best as it could be handled.
Sounds like a pretty dramatic rescue operation. How do you know how far down they had to rappel to be able to get to the people?
I do not, but my guess is at least 100 feet, 150 feet maybe. And it wasn't vertical, but it was fairly steep. So, all right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I just make one clarification, Chief?
Yeah.
There was 2 people on the bus, the driver and the passenger, who was a female.
Thank you.
Just,
So just 2 people on the bus?
2 people on the bus.
Okay.
Driver